Nice to meet you, Mr. Bond.
For the last time.
I've been expecting you.
So, it's a birthday on set, and it's been my mission to get everyone's signatures without them knowing.
Do you reckon that's realistic? Right, ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Poppy. Happy birthday to you.
Hello.
Safety department here.
Safety here.
Oh God.
Is that alright, do you think? Bloody hell, mate. Which bloody outrageous this is.
That's not going to be any good, I don't think.
Come here.
Yeah, it's great.
What side are you cutting? Is he cutting this side now?
I think it was this side, yeah.
So,
Okay.
can you do it with your left hand? Because you might be able to do it with your
Camera rolling.
Scene 10 Elephants Lake 3C, take 1.
action. Big bulk of length you've got left, and then you can do this bit short.
Camera rolling.
Can't see this.
Rolling.
Sound.
Sound speed.
Mark it.
Oh, sorry, so I'm going to be like this. Thank you. Really? A lot of these ones don't, so I'm going to put this on.
That's it, this bit off. Sit down.
How you feeling, Charlie? Do you want to take a photo? Okay. It really, really suits you.
Yeah, you've got a good shaped head for this one.
You look really sharp. You did a pretty good job shaving it yourself.
You did do well. To see you've never done it before.
The funniest moment, the one that physically hurt me from like laughing, was when we were filming a really intense scene upstairs, and Eleanor, for some reason, decided just before we started shooting that was the time to make a bagel. So I'm gonna have to try and battle through this story without laughing. And we were upstairs, and it was like a mezzanine, so there was like it wasn't disconnected, so anything that happened downstairs we could hear and smell. And so just as the scene started, like literally just as Sian said action, I kind of smelled this like burning toast, and I was like, is that? And I was like, am I having like a moment here where I'm like starting to, and I realised I was like, there's something about smelling toast is like a bad thing, like that's like, you might be having like a stroke or something. And I was like, okay. And I looked around and no one else was reacting to this really intense smell of burning toast. And so I asked Sian for a piece of paper, and I was like scribbling, and then my pen didn't work, and she was like passing me a new one, like hurriedly going, what's wrong? And I just wrote, can you smell toast? It's like literally the simplest thing. And then she just started like laughing, and I think it's that thing of silently laughing, like laughing when you're not allowed to laugh or not meant to laugh, because they were filming this really intense scene right opposite us. She had to like scoot over into this kind of like dragged herself into the corner, and just it was a really long shot as well, and just was like I could hear her like laughing, and it was awful for about 3 solid minutes of just trying to contain it. I think it was the delirium as well of being up for like 3 days straight. And I love that everyone kind of has a laugh, because you know everyone's volunteering, everyone's there doing it themselves. We've got to have fun.
Yeah, okay. I'm just trying to gel this window. I was saying to Paul.
Will you do me a huge thing of that brown one?
That's what I said to Paul. Go.
That brown touch is the big one. You know when you're thinking so much and then you don't swallow and then you breathe?
window's set up now.
Okay, great. We're ready to go then.
Rose, we're ready to go for this shot.
No, we just did 10, yeah, 11 and 12, and then there's location change.
Yes, right, yeah.
Cool.
The first victim of a series of light.
Yes.
Is it evening? Just evening?
Early
Dave,
evening.
could you bring Jessica Redhead up if she's available?
Jessica. Eleanor, please can we move this light?
Yeah. Where do you want it?
Just less harsh on the wall.
Yeah. Do you want it moved physically or moved?
Just so that it's less harsh on the
If
wall.
he's meant to have broken the laptop,
Emotionally.
The laptop shouldn't be there.
Oh yeah, that was just because we haven't moved it.
Right.
Keep doing that, but do it forward. Why? Just because it'll get any cut off so with his hair.
Okay.
Not that hard. Don't move your head. I've literally got a 0 at your head.
Okay, well, that's really bad.
You can slip that.
Oh, thank you. Only for sure. Yes, no.
Is it
I'll
on
do that.
cue,
I'll
right?
do it. Perfect time.
And then in this bottom drawer,
Oh, sorry. Hello, where he puts the belt on, right?
He puts his trousers on and then the belt, yeah.
So you've got a trousers on.
Yes, so because he's just shaved his head.
And then you pick up the belt and you like, you know, the whole smoothie belt thing. And then you put the belt in, grab all these, put it in. You can either like, I don't know, jump over the bed, whatever. And then in this drawer, you've just got one kind of deodorant because I couldn't find anything else.
I would rather him stay on that side of the room because I don't want to move the other bed.
Okay.
Should we put that over on that side then?
Yes.
It's all packed. Just walking up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're walking up towards the spiral staircase.
So, speed?
Market. Scene 11 apples, wait 3C, take 1.
Thank you, Poppy.
Yeah, action.
And cut there.
And you press
What do you want to do with
Belt.
You would press
Read it
anyway,
through
but I didn't
carefully and don't make it still loose.
Right.
I actually quite liked it when it still wasn't like it was left half done and it wasn't fully.
I'll put it through more than one one.
Yeah, yeah. I've got some Snox for you. I've got some filters, passport, and some Gucci.
Where do you want my shot?
Oh, Gucci, you can put those in the top. If we want to keep to that side, just the top drawer then maybe.
But all of it.
Yeah, go for it.
Be careful with my Gucci, please. Thank you.
Action.
I really liked that last thing of grabbing the camera.
Oh, it's been like the one of these little teddy.
Oh, hello. Oh, that's a thigh slapper, Rose.
Done?
Yeah.
Close up, so
Yeah.
do you want it as just one take?
I'd like a handful of like two, and I can do them in one.
Yeah.
I want a close-up of the trousers and the belt coming on,
Yeah.
and a close-up of the drawer falling out.
Okay, so slash
That's it.
14, 12.
Yes.
Brilliant. Okay, great. No, he's in the jeans, but you're not wearing the belt.
Are the jeans undone?
Yes.
I swear to God that's Devon. If that's not Devon now,
It
we
was.
follow
He
him.
just turned around and smiled. So.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone else with the same car with an afro.
Who else is in Devon's car?
Unlikely, innit?
Eleanor?
No, Eleanor's driving today.
All right.
No, there should be someone in Devon's car.
Is he driving solo?
Also, that means we're not the last ones.
Yeah.
Like, we both will be.
Putting trust in Devon. Hopefully he does know where he's going.
He does. 'Cause last time I drove in the car with him,
Oh, good.
and he got lost on the way to Trinity, and we had to do this twice. He went straight instead of turning right now. So, we know he knows where he's going, and we've done it.
Brilliant. Where will you learn about design and typography and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, to be honest, the majority of it's all self-taught. I didn't go to university, I didn't go to film school. I studied media briefly at A-level, and kind of just, I thankfully got a good grade in it, but just kind of didn't really pay much attention to it because I was like making my own stuff then, and I thought that was the most important thing for me. But yeah, I mean, the design element and the typography and stuff, the reason why I guess I do it is because that's the way I procrastinate in filmmaking is, I know that I've got to like finish the script or get the call sheets done or speak to an actor, and I'm like, you know what, I need a break and a breather, and so I kind of push that into making a book or making a poster for a fake influencer or designing pull-up banners and getting, quotes for them. So there's something quite therapeutic about design and graphics and typography. It just makes me feel a bit satisfied when I finally got like a design that's good. But yeah, it builds the universe of the film. It plants our audience there more firmly. Otherwise, we get pulled out, and we want our audience to just be in the film, be in the moment, and that be it. So not having any distractions.
The lines, am I right to change it? Obviously, I was still saying the main bits, but just change it so it sounds decent the way I say it. Yeah.
That's the general vibe. Is that you're paid to be here, you're excited.
Guess the smell.
I want to smell it, just so I know. 32.
Smells a bit like whiskey, but
It goes with whiskey.
Goes with whiskey.
But not in terms of like a drink.
Coke?
Goes with whiskey.
Not as a drink. Okay.
It
Out
goes,
of the box.
it goes as in like a vibe.
I don't know, smoky.
It's smoke.
Smoke. Ah.
218.
This isn't very nice. It's not nice.
You know what it is.
It must be spunk or something.
Flavour compounder coffee. No, they're all meant to be like flavours that you can taste in a coffee.
Oh, is it vanilla? Someone's a bit like vanilla.
What does it smell like? Just think anything.
What's the first thing that comes to your mind that's not vanilla?
It's butter.
Oh, is it? Oh, right.
Okay, nice one.
No, I don't know. It smells alright. It smells a bit sweet. It smells a bit like strawberries.
𝗕𝗄𝗄𝗧 red currant jelly.
Got the fruitiness from it.
Yeah, it's definitely fruity. Let's just palate
You
cleanse
want your
again.
lemon? I'm okay with that.
Do you want a palate cleanser?
Ah, that smells like that face stuff you use. What is it called? Tea tree? Smell like tea tree?
Oh, it does smell like tea tree. It's not tea tree, it's lemon.
Lemon? Ah.
That was a fun game.
Yeah, it's fun.
Birthday game.
Once we set up.
So what do you love the most about directing actors?
Ooh, what do I love most about directing actors? I would say it's that human connection, that kind of psychological, just it sounds probably a bit easy, but just chatting, like just being with another person, just talking to them and like figuring out how they work, how I can support them, because I always say like they're not there for me, I'm there for them, and so it's how I support them, how I work with them, and I always say my favourite parts of film sets is when cameras are all off, nothing's happening, and it's just a chat. Like it's either lunch breaks or once everyone's gone home, and it's me running to a Morrison's to pick up like snacks for everyone. It's that moments that I love. It's that collaboration about it, and I think that's what I love most about working with actors. And we've been so lucky this series to work with so many different people and new people, and everyone's been amazing in terms of like collaboration. Everyone's been really up for like deciding story, deciding tone, character, which has been lovely. One of the most challenging, but the thing that I actually do love a lot about it is the times that trial us, like the really challenging moments where things aren't going right, we're running out of time, a crew member doesn't turn up, or whatever chaos can absolutely happen. It's that kind of moment of fight or flight where it's, what am I going to do now? How can I fix this in a really positive way that makes people feel comfortable and happy and resolved? We had, just as an example, we had an incident, I wouldn't say an incident, we had an experience on Starlight where a guy who didn't realise we had a permit to shoot on this particular street, and we had all the necessary health and safety documents and stuff, came out all guns blazing, screaming and shouting at Luke, our first AD, who I very quickly ran over to, was like, don't you shout at my first AD. And I just kind of spoke to him. I was just like really calm and like, I'm really sorry that you've not been made aware of this, and kind of calmed him down to the point where he was up here like screaming at people, to the point where at the end I introduced him to all of the crew. He was apologising, I shook his hand, he wished us all well. He said if you wanted any teas and coffees. It was like, yeah, it was brilliant. It was just that kind of diffusing of situations that I quite enjoy.
Right, everyone, thank you ever so much. I'm very, very excited to tell you all that is a production wrap of Blacklight.